This time, we are wrapping up Blue Spring Ride from Production I.G, which was streaming on Crunchyroll.
And it really felt like it wanted to be like an emotional journey, a really character-driven journey from the first episode, and I feel like it delivered completely on all of it and had a very satisfying ending, like a crescendo, and then like that clear there's more to the story, but that we got to a really good point for the characters.
And there was a decent amount of falling action. Like you said, it did pepper in some seeds of like, and this is gonna happen, and this is gonna be a problem, and stuff like that. But it did feel like a good end of this act, as it were.
Oh, sorry. And Futaba, in the first episode, you know, she has these false friends, and she decides that, like, she needs to make a change, and her childhood friend Ko comes back. You know, there's, like, all this change, that's kind of upheaval that it starts with, and then she kind of makes this conscious effort to kind of embrace that and run with it and keep going and try to change and be open to that, and I feel like she satisfies on that as the series goes on. But I love her personality and her attitude, which is like, it's nice to see, I guess, this in this romance. She's not like, I mean, I feel like she's kind of leading the charge as far as the romantic nature of it goes. I mean, we're obviously seeing it mostly from her point of view, so there is that element to it, but I feel as though she is really active. And then I think that, coupled with her very buoyant personality, it creates a character that I feel like is really relatable and kind of a little bit different than the stereotypical shoujo romance lead.
If anything, she's someone who was extraordinary, who's forced herself to be almost less than ordinary to fit in. In many ways, both Ko and her arc was returning to themselves and then growing past that. Because they had both, for some reason or another, run away from who they used to be. And when they got back to center point, a stable point, they realized they have to move on a little bit from that point. But the only way they could get there was by acknowledging who they used to be. In different ways, they both come to... I mean, obviously, Futaba comes to that earlier, and thereby her progress of character can be a little more, whereas Ko, you know, wanders around a little bit more and has much more of a reason to stay this kind of false self he's become.
Right, I was about to say, the things that happen to them as far as scale are so different. Futaba kind of makes it her mission, like, about halfway through or so, after having a few conversations, to sort of break down this door, this metaphorical door that Ko has put up. You know, he doesn't want to connect and things like that, and she kind of makes it her mission to, like, change that. And then it's really satisfying to kind of learn about Ko's past, because it was clear as a viewer. I think you pretty much nail it before you even find out. It's like, okay, it's this, it's that, okay, this is what they just saw. Like, I don't feel like it's some humongous mystery that you couldn't figure out or anything like that.
It wasn't like, oh, only Sherlock could have discussed.
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know, as the viewer, you figure it out pretty quickly. I feel like the way it's depicted is really thoughtful and actually makes a lot of sense, and I feel like the series has gone out of its way to try to help you understand the emotional state of someone who a young person who has lost somebody very important in their lives.
And very tragically.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if she had just normally passed away, I don't think it would have been the same traumatic experience.
And so I think they've done a good job of not making it, you know, sometimes that's sort of a footnote, or like, it's just a common thing that fictional characters have, and it's, you know, in their past, whereas I feel like the series is trying to really explore it a little bit more, which I like. And I guess because it does such a good job of trying to explore it, I think Ko's progress at the end of this season is so satisfying to me. I mean, this is one of those series where I'm like, on the verge of tears the last couple of episodes, because there's just like this emotional breakthrough and emotional growth that happens.
And as we were all, I feel like from the last few shoujo anime we've been watching, we're always kind of like, oh no, are they gonna end on a real ending, or are they gonna end with like, we've gotta win the pizza making tournament for some reason? That'll make a good last episode.
I don't know. But yeah, we were really worried too, because the second to last episode was really good. Like, really, really, really strong, really good. And then the worry was the last episode is going to be a joke episode, because for some reason last year that was the thing. Everybody was doing this. That is a horrible ass plan, and I'm glad, I don't know if people wrote in or what they did, but they didn't do that with this series. Thank God. I have no idea if we're going to get any more Blue Spring Ride, and it ends in such a way that you kind of want there to be more, but I'm satisfied at the same time. And I still don't know why this manga is not friggin' licensed. I don't freaking know what's up with that, but maybe it'll be announced during your countdown.
I do feel it's weird, especially because manga gets such a boost, especially when the anime is on.
Yup.
And it's Viz, right? It's Viz that's...
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
But, like, Viz would know more than anybody else when the anime is...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I'm sure that they know about it. That doesn't mean that they know how to take advantage of it for some mysterious reason.
All right, see you guys next time.